So, hey everybody. I have to work on this tune. It's called But Beautiful. And here, let me show you what I did. So, this is the I checked out the version by Nat King Cole. And he does it in E. Or at least the recording I checked out was in E. And what's really interesting about this, I've always thought this tune was really pretty. It's got really interesting, like heart-wrenchingly beautiful melodies that don't exactly fit into what you normally think would go over that chord. So here is like over like a 5, like the tension chord that's about to resolve to E. It has a like, say you're thinking B7. It's a major 7 to a 1, and then the melody note goes to a 2 on the E. I think that's a really pretty. You can think of it maybe as either like a chromatic thing like this. You know how sometimes in jazz you have like the whole chord side slips. Okay, and then here it starts off in this chord progression that I think is I've heard it called the Ain't Misbehavin'. I think Fats Waller did it. You know, it's also in what's that tune? Gosh, like I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, it's like it goes like 1 to 2 to 3, right? But it does a minor 2-5 to 2, so 1, and then a minor 2-5 and then a minor 2-5 to the 3, right? Except for it's an inversion, or it just goes back to the 1, which the 3 is very much related to 1. So you can kind of think of it as tonicizing the 2, then tonicizing the 3. So you have, you can think of it, if you want to think of the key centers, you can think E major, and then here's it goes to F sharp minor, or like harmonic minor, and then G sharp harmonic minor, of which E major exists, in which E major exists. And then back to the 2, but it does a dominant 2. They call that a non-functional dominant, or big 2, sometimes what it's called. And when the arranger here treats it as a Lydian dominant, which is quite common for a big 2. So the line is really pretty, that's the string line I worked out. No. Yeah. No. What is it? Yeah, that's it. I don't know if you can see it. I just wrote it by numbers. So that's how I'm thinking of these melody notes according to the chord. So I'm thinking of the melody notes according to that chord. So it goes 5, 6, flat 7, 1, flat 7, and then triplet 6, flat 7, sharp 11. Like, let's see. I just worked it out this afternoon, so I'm sorry I'm not polished on it, but I plan to be. And then, so then you can do this with a chord, a 5, and then a 2, flat 7. So it's kind of sounds cool on guitar, right? Let me see if I can get a little more solid. So, then it goes to the 5, I guess, of E, and then the walk down 5 with the flat 7 in the bass, and then 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. You know, that's pretty normal. And then it goes back to the big 2 again. The original changes on this chart probably had it as a 2/5, but this recording I'm checking out just goes straight to the dominant 2, and then no. And then 5, and the string line goes like this. Let's see, 1, 2. Sorry. The rhythm is cool. I didn't write out the rhythms on this one. Oh, someone's chiming in. What's up? Okay, Jeff's here. Hey, Jeff. What's happening, buddy? Let's see here. Let me just turn you down. Can you hear me? Oh, you can't? Okay. Jeff chimed in. Y'all are welcome to chime in if you have any questions. So let's see. Big 2. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. I love that line. So on that B7, this is the end of the first half. It goes, the string line goes flat 7, 1, 2, 5, 5. So, and then flat 7, 1, flat 9, 13. So you have like this B7 going to this B13 flat 9. It's really pretty. And I'm trying to like milk that flavor. This is the it's like the major 7 to the 1. I'm putting it over a B. I like that chord. I'm thinking of that as like either belonging to like a B harmonic major, or you could think of it as double harmonic, you know. It's cool, right? I'm playing the second half. So let's see. I like this line. Let's see if I can do it a little faster. It's like let me try it again. So sharp 11. Here, let me zoom in so you can see it. So sharp 11, 5, 6. So, well, so that'll get cleaner. Let me try it again. Sharp 2, 3. It's like a classic blues dominant thing here. minor third, and then the minor 11. You can do 11 and minor third. 5. Here's a cool voicing when it's an alter dominant with a root in the melody. It's like that. You guys know this chord? This is the West Montgomery trapezoid. It's basically the top 4 notes of this chord, right? So it's like a G sharp 13. Now, if you flatten the 13, or and get a sharp 5, it's got this dominant 7 sharp 5, but it happens to have the flat 7 in the lowest note. Those 4 notes on the middle 4 strings have this nice fatness to them. Sounds even jazzier than this. Same notes, but fatter sound. Would you agree? And then let's see. Where did I? Okay, so I'm going to go from the B7. Now, what's written is C sharp 7 to D7, which is not really wrong, but I really liked the fact that the bass player went to a G, which is really interesting to me. And then here's where I think modal substitution helps, which I'm thoroughly obsessed with. So you have it goes like that, and the bass player goes from G to F sharp, I think. But it's kind of like it does this sound. Have you ever heard this cadence? It's kind of like a bluesy thing, like A. You think more A to A minor to E. It's like Beatles cadence, the minor plagal cadence. So if you think of this A minor 6, an inversion of A minor 6 is F sharp half diminished. So you can think of it as A minor 6, but the bass player plays F sharp. So the bass player goes to C on this chord. I think that was really cool. So that fits like a harmonic major sound, I think. So C diminished going to E. Sounds nice, right? You can do all the inversions of C diminished. Go to E. So it's just like 4 diminished. Sounds really cool, right? I've heard that in gospel stuff too. Bach did it too, like at the end of let's see. That's what I was trying to do. I had to play the whole thing first. So it's like a diminished and not the normal place you think, but like a 7 diminished in major. And that's what's going on here at the end here. I love that you can have opportunities to play some more spicy sounds. Can you hear me yet, Jeff? Okay, you got it. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm just trying to keep up. I forgot that you had class tonight.
Well, yeah.
And I gave it a thumbs up, and I just went about my Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry, it's not the usual. So I actually decided to go.
No, it's fine. I just felt bad because I was like, I looked at the clock and I was like, I'm missing something. I was
Oops.
Like, oh no.
All right, so here you want to play along with this tune. So this is like a really.
I haven't ever played this one, so I'm going to learn it though.
That's okay. Here's what I don't know if you can see the chart. I've written the scale degrees. Oh hey, what's up, guys? So I actually went live on YouTube. Just because, like, I just wanted to, you guys on YouTube are hearing one person showed up to class today because it's like it's a different night. Anyway, I'm going to see my son tomorrow. He's playing with Santa Clara Vanguard, a DCI marching band in Denton, and they're touring around the country right now. So I wanted to see him play. So normally we have class on Monday and Thursday, but I had to move to Thursday. So anyway, thanks for showing up, Jeff. So anyway, check this out. Do you know any cool voicings of E major with a 9 on top, Jeff? You ever think of do you ever categorize your voicings by melody? No, E major.
Right? Oops, sorry.
You got the Steely Dan voicing?
Yep.
The A over E. Yeah. Sorry. Is that B over E? Sorry. There's another good one. Just the triad with the 9th. That's a good one too. Or you can do a 6/9. Yeah. So the melody right before that goes da, da, da. So it's like a B flat to a B, and then resolves to the 9th. Isn't that a pretty melody? So I decided to harmonize it like this. And I decided to do this voicing instead of this voicing because when you play it with a bar, Jeff, tell me if you agree. I'm gonna have the instant feedback with you, and I'll also read the comments if any you YouTube live people want to chime in with a question. I'll read your questions too. But if I want this very like a clear sound, like da da da, as opposed to if I play it with the bar chord, then it's hard to like articulate that melody as first. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's sort of when you play it like a bar chord, you have to play it as the end of a strum, unless you do it like this, which is possible too. It's just I don't know. It's a little more congested, I guess, but I felt like it was more legato to be able to do that, hit that note with the pinky, and then and because I'm playing with the pinky, this voicing is more smoother to get to, as opposed to this one, because then if I play it with this particular voicing, I have to break the sound. I don't know if that makes sense to you, Jeff, but like check it out. And that's not really how like a vocalist, the rhythm of it too. It's not how a vocalist necessarily would do it. Like I've got that Nat King Cole version in my head, so I wanted to go boo ah. That makes it's a bit smoother that way. Does that make sense? Yeah, so it's kind of cool to have some options for your chords, for your melodic destinations. And then you have this 2/5 with a flat 5, and then And this is a weird melody. It's like going to the root of the C sharp with a half step. So either you could which is kind of nice, you know, it's a dominant with a major 7, or you can treat it like, or you can just kind of do this, or no, sorry, what am I doing? I'm playing the wrong chord, sorry. No, what am I doing? Let me do it from the beginning because I can't think straight. Why wasn't I doing that before? Anyway, that's what it is. So play that. I think that's really nice, that flowing melody. And then you have this half step to the flat 5 of this 2/5. And then when I hear Nat King Cole sing it, I didn't hear him play the major 7 to the root. I heard him play the root to the flat 9. So it's a little bit normal. And then goes to the 5. Do you like that chord, Jeff? This voicing? This is a E major with the 5th in the melody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have this G sharp half diminished with the flat 7 in the melody. Do you know a good voicing for that one?
Wait, say that again?
Do you know G sharp half diminished? G sharp half diminished with the flat 7 in the melody? You've probably learned your inversions, right? Pretty well.
Yeah.
So with the inversions, like, you're probably more concerned with what the bass is doing as opposed to what the melody is doing.
Melody's doing, yeah.
But
that's
yeah.
where I'm kind of trying to reverse it really quickly.
Yeah, no, it's all right. It takes time, you know. Like, I think doing a whole bunch of chord melodies, eventually you start to it starts to flip.
Makes it easier. It's like reading music. Like, the more you do it, you might not get great at it, but you get better at it. You know?
Right. I've since, you know, when I was first learning a bunch of jazz chords, right? Of course, I was concerned with what the bass was doing. It's like, oh, it's this inversion, then this inversion, then this inversion. But as I've been playing jazz more, I realized that that's not as important as being aware of what the melody is doing. So if you can organize your chords by melody instead of by bass note, or instead of merely by bass note, I think bass is important, of course. But having like that, right? So imagine you're playing this voicing. This is a G sharp half diminished with the flat 7 in the melody. You can also do it like this. That's the closed version. And then this is the kind of it's like a drop 2, but with one of the notes doubled. It's the flat 7 doubled. So that's a nice one, huh? So I'm basically playing it like, there's your minor 7, right?
Yep.
But play the flat 5 down here.
Yep.
And then you got the flat 7 with your pinky. And then when it goes to this C sharp altered chord with the 3rd in the melody, the 3rd is just a half step down. So I like this voicing. I'm playing a flat 9 instead of a sharp 9. I'm kind of treating that symbol as a window into the function, as opposed to like taking it literally. Hey Davey. Where am I at? I'm in my house. Oh, where are we on the tune? Let's see. I'm on the 2nd line, and then going to the big 2, and then I love this string line that's in that Nat King Cole arrangement. F sharp dominant. Let's see. I love that chord. Yeah, Davey. What's up, Davey? You like that lick? That's basically this chord fleshed out as an arpeggio. I heard, what's his name? Gosh, how come I can't remember names? The Inner Urge guy. What's his name? Joe Henderson. Joe Henderson plays this lick, or played this lick. Like really, really fast. You've ever heard him do that? Anyway, that fits over this chord really nicely. And in the four-note universe, that's the, I call that the minger, because it's got like, it's like, what is that, G sharp major and G sharp minor at the same time. So it works well as like this B altered or B like 13 flat 9. But if you want to treat it like just like that G sharp, like a bluesy sound. Sounds cool too. Anyway, yeah, the string line, I'm thinking this part here. So. Let's see. I need to work out that line a little bit better. So, let's see. Can you see that, Jeff? So these are the numbers. So if you know your like.
When you zoomed in, I can see it, but
okay.
before it was like,
Too
like
small.
nope, not there yet.
Oh man. Right on. Some good comments coming in. Yes. James has a good question. He says, I have your latest book. It's great. A lot to take in. Thank you very much. Are you going to do a live stream or video on aspects of working through your latest book? Yes, actually, this class I've been doing, this Creative Fundamentals class, which is actually what Jeff is in right now, we're basically like developing that book as a curriculum for that class. So it's like all the, the fundamentals, I guess. If you ask 100 guitar players what fundamentals are, you'll get 100 different answers. But yeah, it's going to be a combination of a bunch of stuff, some technique stuff, some arpeggios, chords, and bunch of cool stuff. And I'll probably do some live videos for the public too. But yeah, it's like really, we've been working through it heavily in our class. But that's a great question. Thanks for that. So yeah, Jeff, play this F sharp dominant. It's a Lydian dominant sound, so you can play a natural 9. The melody goes, the string melody. So sharp 11, 5, 6. So I don't know if you can see those as part of a chord, but those Those are nice voicings. They're basically like F sharp 9, but with the sharp 11 on top, and then the 5 on top, and then the 13 on top. And then there's this really fast part that goes. Yeah, so let me see that again. And I was trying to think of how like it would lay well on the guitar, and so I decided to do sixths. That sounds pretty cool, right? So I don't know if this is possible for you to play. Like, so I'm doing. So I'm basically following the scale F sharp Lydian dominant, which is the fourth mode of C sharp melodic minor. But anyway, might take a while to work out, but it's got a diagonal shape, 2 of them, and then the rest of them are straight across. So I'm going the 6th, it's that. So there's a major 6th, major 6th, major 6th, minor 6th. So let's see. And then I'm ending on the dominant. Does that make sense? You want to try it, Jeff, real quick? So. So sharp 11, 5, 6. Okay. Nice. And then I go up to here, the flat 7 in the melody, and I've got this minor 6th. 2 of them. So 1 on the flat 7 and 1 on the root. And then when I go to the 6th, it's just straight across like this major 6th. Now, tell me what you think of this. It goes. Da, 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 do. I think you can either hammer on or you can play it. I don't know. I think that would sound cool. What do you think? Is that too weird of a stretch? So I've got on the G string and E string, the 11th fret. And then with your ring finger and pinky, go over to the 14th fret on the B string and the D string. So you can kind of see that shape as like a single unit of thought. It might take a little bit to work out, but here's what it's going to sound like. So. I can get that cleaner. Yeah. I don't know if Davey's still here, but in the chat, he commented. Davey Mooney is the director of the jazz guitar program at UNT, where I also teach. And I'm curious if he ever transcribed string lines in tunes as to incorporate into chord melody. Davey's a phenomenal chord melody player. So, you should definitely check him out if you haven't already. But it'd be neat to. Anyway, Davey's been here a couple of times as part of our class, and if he comes again, I'll definitely ask him that. But. So I'm on the second last line, Jeff. So B7, you can slide in like, and then this B7 over A, and then the melody goes to the 5. So Do you use this chord a lot, Jeff? Do you like? Is it part of your bag?
It depends on the song.
Well, like, I guess like just having access to it, like easy access to it, like this dominant with the flat seven and the bass.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see it like I used to see this more as like it's gonna sound funny, but like looking at it like from a Lydian standpoint, you know.
Oh yeah.
I always see it as
Well,
like a four.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, it totally could fit as a Lydian for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I always I don't know why I've always associated that with like a Lydian feel.
Well, if you think of it as a five, just a different voicing of a five.
Yeah, no, I can see it as that though.
Yeah, it's a very nice functional sound. Like imagine going from here to E, right? Right? It sounds nice. Right? I'm just going an inversion of B7 to an inversion of E. Right? Anyway, having this like contrary motion, you know, it's nice. Just lays well on the guitar. It sounds like music. So and then there's a five in the melody. And then go up to this 3 chord, this G sharp minor. And it's a minor third in the melody. I like that chord. Or maybe you could just play good old fashioned minor 7. Yeah. And then
I always drop the 5. Like I don't know why. Maybe it was just like inherently lazy.
yeah.
But
Well, no, it's not laziness. I think it sounds cool to drop the 5. Yeah, the 4 sounds nice.
I always like having the 4 on there.
I like that too. Yeah, it's a little bit more modern sounding, you know.
Yeah,
Well, without sounding too weird, you know.
Well, it doesn't sound vanilla. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
It doesn't sound like super like this is how you play it. Very prim and proper. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing with it. You know?
Cool.
It's very McCoy Tyner.
Yeah. Yeah. And then this 6 chord with it, you can play. The melody goes 11 minor third, and you can voice both of them together, which I think it sounds neat. You know, so. No, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Or you can just do. And then you have the F sharp, the 2 chord with the 5 in the melody. You can just do the same voicing, but with the note on the E string. It's a nice tune, huh? Do you like it?
Yeah, I haven't played this one before. I think it's really really cool. I need to learn this one.
I think you can make a contrafact of it, like same changes, different melody, and call it "But Ugly."
Harmonize it all in like diminished or something.
Yeah. Invert all the flavors. Instead of major, it's minor. Instead of diminished, it's augmented or something like that. Like
Sounds like the song has anxiety now.
I won't do that anymore. Let me play one more. See if I can do a good take. One. Let's see. Oh, by the way, do you like this chord? treating that half step, which is, I don't think the composer really meant for that to be harmonized as a part of the tonality, but I just like it. I just think it sounds cool. Messed up that. Let me do it again. Then you have the Mick Goodrick book, The Almanac of Voice Leading. I think the very first page he drops this chord on you. It's he calls it the despair chord. You could think of it as an E minor major 9 sharp 11. And it fits in two places in tonal structure. It could either be the fourth mode of harmonic major, which is like mixolydian with a sharp 4. That's one. Or it could be E Hungarian minor. The only difference being the 6th. This voicing does not have the 6th in it. It's got an E minor triad down below and an E flat minor triad up above. So you could kind of do that as a triad pair. We're doing E flat minor, E minor. E flat minor, E minor, E minor, E flat minor, E minor. I can't talk and play at the same time. Let me just play E flat minor and E minor. Cool, right? It's really dense. So Mick Goodrick calls that the despair chord. And there was a graduate student at UNT, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 years ago, named William Flynn. I don't want to get him in trouble, but he had a funny name for it. He called it the panty dropper. I thought that was funny. So yeah, that's one of those sounds that like it kind of like seems like if you really take that melody seriously, like you want to incorporate that into your it's kind of like this really dense sound and then pretty. So this is the butt part. This is the beautiful part. Yeah, that's how you can remember it. No. Okay. Yeah. Any questions?
Thought that sounded great, and I know that you're using a new amp because I know you, and I think it sounds really good. By the way.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, so I'm going stereo actually. This new amp that I got, it's a Standell. I can't remember the model number, but this is the same model that
85J15 or something like that, or it was like an 82, or I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an 82 in there, and there's a 15 in there. The 15 stands for the 15-inch speaker. Yeah. So, by the way, guys, like I know Jeff, this guy that's here live with me. he bought one of those amps because he researched like what kind of amp Wes Montgomery played, because he's really into Wes Montgomery. And he found out that there's this amp, Standell, that was around in the 50s and 60s and even up to the 70s. But in the 70s, they went to all solid state, and the guy who owned Standell, it's not his name. Standell, I think, is short for Standard Electronic. He started off as like a hi-fi repairman. Anyway, I'm really dancing around the narrative a little bit. Anyway, the company went belly up because he got a bad batch of transistors and blew up a bunch of people's speakers, and he lost his shirt honoring the warranties. So they kind of were lost to the, I mean, some people knew what Standells were. They were very sought after. Like, they were kind of the Cadillac of the very clean amps, low distortion. A lot of pedal steel guys knew what they were, and some jazz guys. But by the time the 60s were around, people weren't really going for that sound. They were going for the more, rock sound, with all the breakup and the distortions and the stuff and the overdrives. Standell was all about like super clean headroom. So I think Wes Montgomery liked it because of that reason. And so a lot of his later stuff has that sound, right? Do you happen to know what albums, Jeff, that the Standell was used on?
I heard he started using it like around 61.
Oh, it's pretty early then.
Well, yeah, I mean, but so like he was using like, I think it was like the Super 400 for a long time.
That's his. Oh, is there a Super 400 amp?
Defender, whatever that one was.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Super 400 is a Gibson guitar, but there might be a Super 400 amp. I think I heard such a thing, like a Super 400 amp. But
I can't remember. I'm not good with Fender amps. But he was using a Fender amp for a long time, and he went to the Standell. Story had it was, at least from I've read online, so take it with a grain of salt, guys. Was that he used to go and see the Standell shop when he was in California, and ended up really liking him. But what Owen told me from Standell is that he would get his Standells from Manny's in New York. I guess that was the big music store back like in the day over there. I think they were open all the way up to the 90s though, if I remember correctly. Even
yeah. I'd heard of Manny's. So I heard he bought 3 of them.
Yes, I heard the same thing. He liked them so much.
Yeah. All right, so
if you want some really good recordings to listen to of him definitely using it, and you can actually physically see it, anything that he did when he in 65 in Europe. So like the 625 jazz thing that he did, the Jazz 625, that whole live show, they did like Yesterdays and Jingles and Full House and I think a couple other tunes. It was really, really great, but he was using it on that. But all of the videos of him playing live overseas, he was using the Standell.
That's awesome. All right, so fast forward to the 90s. Owen, what's his last name?
Duffy.
Owen Duffy, that's right. Owen Duffy in Vermont got a hold of the rights to Standell circuits, and he started remaking Standell amplifiers. And Jeff here sought him out, and because he's a big fan of Wes Montgomery, he's like, "Hey, I want that sound," and Jeff brought it over here, and I was absolutely floored with how awesome it sounded. It sounded so cool. Like it's got all the chime, but that 15-inch speaker, it's got tons of bass, and it's like there's no frequency that like hurts you. It's all just like really, really powerful all across all frequencies. And I was like, man, I have to have one. So I ordered one. And so it's got a 60s JBL in it that's been reconed by Weber. So right now what I have is I'm going stereo with the Standell on, I believe it's on the right. Yeah, it's coming through mostly on the right. I've got almost hard pan, not quite all hard pan. So let me turn off the other one. The other one is a Quilter solid state amp, and I got the idea to run a tube and a solid state from Jonathan Kreisberg. I always thought Jonathan Kreisberg's sound was so good, and he likes to run a tube and a solid state at the same time. So this is just the Standell right now. Does it sound okay? It's probably only coming out one speaker, but yeah, I always thought, like, so when I first heard it, I'm like, man, that's like the sound that maybe all these guys, chasing the really super clean, like polytone sound, with a lot of clean headroom. Like a polytone wishes it could be a Standell, is basically what I thought when I first heard this one. Now my amp, for some reason, well, actually I know the reason. My amp is
just linear pots.
Yeah, it's the pots. Like the pots make it sound, the EQ sound a little different. So Jeff's amp is like has more bass. So if I wanted to match that amount of bass, I just have to turn down the treble, I think, and turn up the bass a bit more. Like, let's see. I don't even know if it comes over Zoom or over YouTube Live.
No, it came over pretty good over here.
Oh, really?
With the speaker with
Okay.
the speakers that I'm using, it sounded really good.
I've got a little bit of Keeley Halo, a little bit of delay, that Andy Timmons delay. Basically, it's kind of like has a little reverb tail on it. But if I turn it off, this is it pure dry. So what I love about it, it's like, it sounds nice up there. It doesn't sound like thin and weird, and it also doesn't sound too boomy, even though it's got that 15-inch speaker. It doesn't bother me, So everything's really nice. And then the other amp, the Quilter, I have it set on a tweed setting, so it's a bit mid-rangey. Let me see if you can hear it. So now you hear the solid state thing. It's got a razor's edge cabinet. You guys know about razor's edge cabinets? Yeah, those. I bought that like in the maybe year 2000 or something like that.
My dad's got that sequel right over here. That's it's like the reissue, like wannabe like GA50, the old Gibsons, like where it's got the 12-inch and the 8-inch speaker right there.
Oh yeah, well that one that I have there is just a 10-inch speaker. So
yeah. They're a great company. Razor's Edge is awesome.
But anyway, I felt like the two complement each other pretty nicely. I'm a kind of a sucker for stereo effects. Here's another delay. It's a Free the Tone Future Factory where it's got like this ping pong delay. See if it comes through. You hear it? You hear it ping ponging? Yeah. I think it sounds cool. Yeah. I'm just making up random triads, and they're like a cheat code. Like it sounds like real music.
I think the Sandel's got such a interesting sound to it too. It's definitely got its own personality. It's something that my dad and I have been talking about.
You talking about the Standell?
Yeah, talking about the Standel. It's got a very unique personality. Like it's got its own thing going on for sure.
Yeah.
It's very very clean, but it's got like this thing about it where you're like, no, that's a Standel. You can just hear the tone of it. You know what I mean? 12. Oh yeah. My dad said the 12th and the 14th fret. He goes, you get the ooh tone, and that's what he's always looking for.
Really?
Yeah.
On the high E string?
Yeah. It's not a thin sound.
What I love about it, it's like everything's so sweet and full but still really articulate, and it makes you want to play really pretty, and makes you like not like it makes you like it forces you to play like without mistakes.
Yeah, no, you have to be very intentional with your playing for
Yeah.
sure, and that's something that I really like about the amp. But this is the very first amp that you know of this. I don't use effects anymore at all, like reverb, nothing. I use nothing. I like the sound of the amp. I don't need it. It doesn't need anything else.
Well, you know, I think that's cool. Like playing without reverb is it's a little nerve-wracking because like everything's so exposed. But whenever I hear someone else play with like totally dry sound, I really like it. Like I love hearing someone play with a dry sound, but I personally don't like to play with a dry sound. But I'm trying to get better at wanting to play with a dry sound because I know it communicates to the audience just a little bit better, because like especially, you know, if you're in a room, and every room has natural reverb, right? Unless you're playing in a anechoic chamber. Like, have you ever heard of a concert in an anechoic chamber? It probably sounds terrible, but like, no, like every club you go to, I mean, they're kind of dry, but there's a little bit of reverb. You know, if you play in a church, there's a lot of reverb. Like a cathedral, it's a bunch of reverb. But anyway, like there's like different styles for different amounts of room sound. Don't you think? Like when you look at like what kind of music developed in, you know, like Bach, you know, developed in, you know, it's meant to be played with a lot of reverb in a really
in a big room.
Big room, yeah.
Sure.
And unless, I mean, you can kind of emulate that by how you articulate it. You know, you can let some notes ring over by sustaining notes or whatever. But yeah, it's just interesting to me, like how long a note stays in people's consciousness. It kind of I don't know. I've been thinking about that a while more. So yeah, I like, you know, you can hold on to it.
You hear that right there? When you played that, the Standell just gave you like this like Standell-ism. I don't know what it does. I hear it all the time. It's like, it's not overdriven, but it gives it like this like oomph behind it. I don't know if it's the tubes that are kind of driving the sound a little bit more, because it's like anything that you do, like when you're just even playing like I mean, I could just play all day long, and I like that sound.
It's so articulate. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know Zoom kind of crushes the sound a little bit, but yeah, I think I could hear what you were talking about. That there was a when in class when we were talking about like the raw technique stuff, I think Fernando, he had a good question. He's like, how important is your sound when you're practicing this stuff? And I said, man, make the sound as beautiful as you can make it, because it makes you enjoy what you're playing. And if you can enjoy your sound when you're practicing, you're gonna enjoy it. Just you're gonna have more fun, right? But there's also the other thought And I had someone suggest this to some students like a long time ago. I heard this: turn the treble all the way up because it hurts if you play wrong. So it sort of trains your pick to be more gentle, I guess. All right, there's some good questions coming in the chat. Let me check it out. Thyloids. That's a cool name. He says, what guitars are you guys playing? Well, I got a good old T-style with the Fender decal made by Chad Underwood. It's like a really nice telly. It's got Lawler pickups in it. It's a Lawler mini humbucker and a Lawler telly special. But I don't think I've been using this. This is what it sounds like. Here's the middle sound. Neck. All right, Jeff, show us what. Here, I'll put you on the big screen so people can see. Tell.
Awesome. No pressure now.
Tell us about your guitar.
So this is my Slauman 175, and it has a Charlie Christian pickup in it, and I like it.
Slauman, where's he based?
The Netherlands. But I don't think he's building anymore. I think he's just selling, like kind of selling whatever he's got kind of like left and just kind of like doing, relaxing.
Right on. Yeah. Happy to answer any other questions. Other than that, anyone's welcome to join my class. I put the link in the description, and we meet usually every Monday and Thursday, and we've been focusing on fundamentals, but like trying to make it creative, like instead of just boring fundamentals, we make it exciting, like be able to use it in composition. Okay. Many Vibes is curious about the composition and the composer of the tune I was playing before, But Beautiful. Jimmy Van Heusen. He's like one of the classic, like great American songbook kind of composers. I'm going to consult. Tell me about the song, But Beautiful. It's probably from a musical. I just can't tell you what. But let's see. I'm going to do some research on the spot. It's from a 1947 movie, The Road to... Anyway, I'm using AI. Can't see. And it's thinking right now. It's a great question. I probably should have been more prepared about like what the song is all about, and why. But to be perfectly honest, I'm going to be recording it tomorrow with a vocalist, and I thought I should learn it first instead of just playing chords. I want to learn how the song goes instead of merely what it does. Okay, so let's see. But Beautiful is a classic popular song and jazz standard composed by Jimmy Van Heusen with lyrics by Johnny Burke, first published in 1947. It was one of 5 songs written by the duo for the Paramount Pictures film Road to Rio in 1947, where it was introduced by Bing Crosby in a scene associated with his co-star Dorothy Lamour. The song became a hit the following year, charting in multiple versions. Frank Sinatra's recording reached number 14 on the Billboard charts. Crosby's hit number 20. Margaret Whiting peaked at 21, and Art Lund's version made it to 25. Isn't it amazing? Like, you had a cool song in a movie, and a whole bunch of people cover it. Can you think of an equivalent nowadays of people doing that? I can't think of it. I mean, maybe like Life is a Highway, I think of, 2 bands doing it, like the guy who wrote it, and then the Cars version, as in not the band, the Cars, and then Rascal Flatts, the movie Cars. Anyway, so typically this tune, But Beautiful, is performed as a slow, emotive ballad, but Beautiful explores themes of love's complexities, its joys, its sorrows, wisdom and folly through poignant lyrics like love is funny or it's sad, it's quiet or it's mad, it's a good thing or it's bad, but beautiful. Oh, cool. I like that. And I got some popping going on. So it was originally written in G, but Nat King Cole did it in E. That's the version I checked out. So I think it's really neat to when you check out a song, when you learn a song, instead of just learning it from the real book, check out some recordings of it and try to emulate like what that particular arrangement does. Because when it was, recorded, they put a lot of thought into, the voicings and the string lines and the, how the melody goes. You can get more closer to what the song is about, I guess, like how the song goes, as opposed to merely what it does. I think I said that. Yeah. So this tune is considered part of the Great American Songbook. It has become a staple in jazz repertoires with hundreds of recordings by vocalists and instrumentalists alike. Notable versions include Billie Holiday's heartfelt 1952 take, Nat King Cole's smooth rendition, Stan Getz's saxophone interpretation with Bill Evans on piano, Chick Corea's piano solo in the original G, and a modern duet by Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. There was another version that I first played this in a big band. Actually, there was I think it was recorded by the Stan Kenton band. I'm going to just do a follow-up question. How about the Kenton band version? Let's see if it knows about this one. I mean, I could be mistaken. I thought it was a part of the Stan Kenton. Anyway, it's a really beautiful, heart-wrenchingly beautiful. Okay, cool. It is. So Stan Kenton's orchestra recorded an instrumental version of But Beautiful in 1961 for the album Sophisticated Approach, where it serves as the opening track, arranged by Lenny Niehaus. So this big band rendition transforms the ballad into a lush orchestral piece. So if you haven't checked out Stan Kenton, I think Stan Kenton band is a really, like the way he writes is almost like a modern orchestral composer. So it's it's a jazz big band, but it kind of sounds like as close to like, I don't know, Stravinsky as any jazz composer I've heard. So that's a cool version to to check out. Yeah. It's a good one. I need to revisit that one too. There's probably some cool voicings I can steal from that one. All right. So yeah, great question, Many Vibes. I appreciate that. So I learned something too, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot better at this one, I think. Thanks for indulging me, sort of learning it on the spot. Like I said, I just started learning it very recently. And then Jeff's working on a bunch of arrangements, and he's going to record some stuff, right? How's your repertoire coming along? Do you ever do these kinds of deep dives on the tunes that you're working out?
I'm doing it right now on 10 of them, specifically.
Great. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing what you come up with. So
I want to spend my time really getting the songs I mean, I can always go and record something, but this time I want to really make sure that when I listen back to it, I don't go oh man, I should have, I want it to be something that I'm very, very proud of.
Right on. Cool. Yeah, it's just if there's a hard part, you just get your reps in. Just repetition. And yep, if you can practice with sound that you like, it makes it more fun. Anyway, well, I think we'll just call it there. What do you think? Any other questions? Okay. All right. Thanks for chiming in, everybody, and I'll see you later.